Hey guys, I'm Sydney.
And I'm Khara.
And this is Bama AM, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama. So last week's a bye week for Alabama, which means there was no game. But I guess this week we'll just jump right into it with the college football playoffs rankings released just moments ago. And no surprise that Alabama Crimson Tide was rated ranked number one. But I guess I was a little shocked with LSU ranked at number 3 over Notre Dame. But I guess not really that shocked because they've had an incredible season this year, almost winning everything except for their game against the Florida Gators.
Sorry, I had to do that.
But what are your thoughts on the game, considering that we're paired up with LSU just this weekend coming up?
Right. I think this is one of the biggest games that Alabama fans have been waiting on. Of course, we're waiting for the Iron Bowl, but this is one of the biggest games that we're just anticipating. Even though it is an away game, so Death Valley, they'll be going to that.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be a really good game. I always think that Alabama's going to come out on top, but just for Alabama, we're going to be playing against a different defense than we have earlier on in this season. So I think LSU, they're going to bring a lot of different things on defense. But as for our offense, I really do believe Tua, he's back to being 100% with his knee injury.
He had surgery last week.
And Jalen.
But I think Jalen's limited this week.
Right.
But he was at practice. And Tua is almost back to a full recovery, I think. But I think going up against LSU is going to be something. And like you said, everyone's very excited for the game this Saturday at 7 o'clock at LSU. And LSU hasn't won a game since, 2011. So, yeah. And our percentage this week is 79% chance over LSU with a 14.5
point win favorite over.
Yeah. So, I guess we just have a lot to look forward to, but the different matchups going against this week, who are those? Like Jerry Jeudy versus Greedy Williams.
Right. So I'm very curious to see that, but I think Jared Jeudy, him and Tua have this great combination. We're always seeing Jared Jeudy going, long ways down the field just to score touchdowns. But I want to get back to, like we talked about before, getting back to the run game. I think this is going to be somewhat difficult just for Najee Harris, Damian Harris going against this LSU defense. So I think that's going to be something very interesting to watch and see how they pair that up.
Yeah, I think this game's going to move fast with a lot of aggression too coming from both teams. LSU obviously has a lot of aggression towards us and just like everything. I mean, what team doesn't? But like you said, I think it's just going to be a difficult game, kind of, just because we've never gone against a defense like this. But
just early on, in this season, we haven't gone against a defense like this. I think Alabama's in a really good, comfortable position going into this game. But just looking at all the games, everybody loves to comment about our week schedule and how Alabama is playing these different teams who don't amount to the other teams that are going on in the rankings. So I think that's just going to be the story of this LSU versus Bama game is what's going to happen on the defense.
Yes, and I think there's going to be a lot of action in the first half of the game. Definitely. That's when people need to keep an eye out on things and just it's gonna be a good matchup. So I'm really excited for it. But what's your score prediction for this week?
Well, every time we get to the score predictions, I'm always just
nervous because our score predictions the last couple games have just been.
It's I know Tua's gonna play well because alone he's averaging 38.8 points alone in the first half, so I know he's gonna play well. But him coming off of an injury, that's kind of shaky. But of course, I think he's back to 100%. Yeah. And I feel like all the players are very confident about this win. Nick Saban, he seems very confident. But it's you never know what's going to happen. I read a lot of different blogs and articles talking about how these are the things that LSU needs to do to beat Bama. If they get the coin toss, they don't need to defer. They need to get the ball fast to, make touchdowns. But it's when you're going against this Alabama offense, what can you really do?
So I guess we'll just see. But like you said, Tua has been great. And it was just released today that he's in the running for the Heisman against Washington State's player, Gardner Minshew. So
he was supposed to come to Bama.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to come to Alabama, and then at the last possible second, switched over to Washington State. So I guess if you look at it both ways, it's a good move on his part, because now
Washington State is ranked number 8.
Yeah.
In the college rankings.
And
so
he's like number 4 in line, possibly for the Heisman.
Right.
So I guess like that's still to come too, and I guess we'll see what that's going to bring. But in the meantime, comment down below your score predictions for Alabama versus LSU this Saturday at 7 o'clock.
Oh, a night game. Don't we all love a night game?
More people will stay for night games, and also it's a rivalry game, so.
And also comment below, how do you feel about the college playoff rankings? How do you feel about the placement? I know for me, we were talking about UCF being number 12, the undefeated champions, you know, how they feel about that. But comment below, what do you feel about the rankings? Do you agree with LSU being number 3? Just tell us what you feel.
Yeah. So make sure you give this video a good thumbs up and like and subscribe. Turn your notifications on for when we post our videos. And follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Bye.
All right, bye guys.